Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Master amongst hammers, sages, the king of the ring himself. It's your boy, Thicky Smalls, Gerard Michaels, in the house. Well done. Handled well.
That's beautiful.
What's the first thing you ever saw as an adolescent growing up that got you like fucking little semi and you're like, you know what it was for me?
It's probably singled out.
The movie Splash.
Splash.
Wow,
Splash.
Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is her name? Hannah. You're
Hannah
right.
something.
You got it too.
Daryl Hannah?
Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, the first one I think for me was a movie called Idle Hands. A young Jessica Alba was like, But I was a big fan of Kelly Kapowski.
You guys all have way better answers
Kelly
than me.
Kapowski, 90210.
Wait, what do you got? What do you got, Mick? What do you got?
Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly
Man.
Kapowski
The ring card girl from
Saved by the
UFC.
Bell.
Yeah,
No,
what did I say?
wait,
90210, my bad.
yeah,
Saved by the
yeah,
Bell.
yeah.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
What is it?
I feel like my answer was I think her name was Penny from Inspector Gadget.
Penny? From Inspector Gadget?
I think it was an animated show.
What? My guy was in the hentai.
Nah, hey, I've never seen any of that shit. But yeah,
anime.
I was like, I want to save you, girl.
Frankie, you? What's the first thing you remember like feeling like aroused as a kid that you saw on TV or a movie or
Tinkerbell was looking kind of bad too. If we're going to talk about animated, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Jessica Rabbit.
I remember watching the
Oh my God.
dude.
Yo.
that was next
Yo,
level.
I'm not
if
into
you're going
anime,
cartoon,
but yeah.
if you're going cartoon, that's my kind of cartoon.
Hey, Babs Bunny, badass. Space Jam,
Yeah, did you see what they did to her in the new one?
But she's kind
Unbelievable.
of she's
unbelievable.
she's
Destroyed it.
a fucking rabbit though. You know.
And that's my thing. She was a rabbit. That was a hot ass rabbit.
You know who's really
Yo,
like
that buddy was a honey.
into anime? Israel Adesanya is like fucking super into anime, like crazy into it.
That's gay.
Yeah,
Yo, you see his girl though? Did you see that?
Yeah.
His girlfriend's trying to get half his salary
Yo.
because they said we were dating so long. Like they weren't married, they don't have kids.
Every single MMA fighter on earth is looking at that with bated breath. There's not an MMA fighter.
Wait,
there's not an
wasn't it-
athlete on earth that's not
think
following
there's
that trial like
a
it's the fucking
basketball
O.J.
player
Simpson trial.
recently that was married for a lengthy period of time. You can probably look this up, Andrew. I believe he was like an NBA player that put everything in his mother's name.
Oh, it's a soccer player.
Soccer.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, soccer.
It's a football.
Yeah, football.
Yeah.
Footballer. But yeah, put everything, and she gets nothing.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. She's
Yeah.
gonna get nothing. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was
She's
smart
paying
enough.
him. She's paying him.
She was smart enough. He was smart enough to put it all in his mother's name.
Smart.
That's crazy.
That's like with these CEOs. I want to talk politics for a second. When people were like, raise the income tax. CEOs, they get a
Hey, how
salary.
long into this podcast are we? That was pretty good that we went this long without talking.
But speaking
Pretty
of Tucker
impressive,
though, you
man.
seen that when you said Tucker where he had the no compete clause?
Oh, yeah.
But they allowed him to post on
Social
Twitter.
media.
They allowed him. No, they said you could post
Got
on
him.
Twitter. Got him.
Yeah. But wait, why would they agree to post on Twitter?
Because they didn't know he's gonna fucking
They
sit there
didn't know
and
it
do
was gonna be
long form
broadcast.
fucking
you
broadcast.
didn't think
Yeah.
they thought that through, though?
No,
know.
because it's an old
Apparently
contract.
did,
It's
yeah.
a 3-year-old contract.
Yeah.
Elon hadn't bought Twitter, and Twitter had no broadcast capabilities back then.
Right.
Twitter's only going to be Twitter for another couple months. It's going to be X.com. So
They're trying to make Twitter like at the new Amazon.
now, did you lose?
X.com is it's gonna be pretty much the internet for the website forever.
Listen,
It's gonna
I'll
be
tell you
sick.
right now, I'm
it's
going
gonna be
there.
sick. Yeah.
Buy Amazon.
Did you
I'm
lose
going
I don't know,
Did you
bro.
lose
I
your
don't know.
check
Did
mark?
you see the guy? Did fuck?
Lose my
Did,
what?
Did you lose your check mark on Twitter? Did you lose your
Yes,
check mark?
yeah.
You did?
Do you feel?
I've been trying to buy one.
Oh, maybe
'cause
I-
thought,
maybe I
like,
did. I don't know.
and I
Attaboy.
still haven't
You
got
can
it.
afford $8,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
man. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did lose it?
This guy over
I
here out
did.
of principle
I gotta
refuses.
look. I'm not
Maybe I
buying
must have
it.
lost mine. then.
Everybody did.
I'm not buying it. Nah, fuck
No,
that.
I don't even use Twitter anymore.
I was gonna try.
and
it.
I
was
should
like,
because
fuck
I
it,
like
I'll
Twitter.
do it. I'll see.
I'll
about it.
support Elon.
Yeah,
Not that I'll support him, but
I gotta use
whatever. I'm somewhat of an notable, I guess. And $8 a month ain't that bad.
Not
I'll do
bad.
it for a year. See what it's all about.
Give it a go.
But I tell you, I bought it a month ago and it's still not there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not even giving it to you, huh?
So I don't know what's up, and they fucking charged me too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Elon, what's
Yeah.
going on? It's Frankie fucking Edgar.
Hey.
Let's get a check mark going over here.
But
You still got the check on
okay, did you
Instagram,
see who he put in charge?
Instagram, my check mark.
Did you-
there.
did you-
We'd have a problem if
IG
Oh
is
man,
there. It's
would you
there.
pay for the IG check mark?
I would
Nah,
say
I
no.
will not.
I'm not
I
paying
heard
for
they
the
were
Twitter
talking
one.
about like a $14 a month.
Yeah, people are already doing it right
Listen,
now.
What for?
Yeah,
for IG.
your florist down the street is verified on
Yo,
Instagram.
it's-
14 a
it's-
month.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. It's a little crazy because now I don't know who's important.
Well, no, that's
I don't know who matters. I'm like, this,
No,
it's-
but it does
cha-
But with
It's
the,
chaos.
But with
It's
the
just-
Twitter,
it's
but
anarchy,
think about it, with the
wild.
Twitter verified, you know if you're really talking to someone and not a fucking phony guy.
Correct.
That's what like. So when you're a
It's an
notable,
actual
it's like
verification,
I'm really that guy. That's me.
Do you tweet a lot, or do you like Twitter?
No, I don't. I probably should more. Honestly, I use Twitter more as like my newspaper.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, that's
First thing I
kinda-
read in the morning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
where I wake up and find my anger.
Yeah. That's
my
the thing.
daily-
I honestly, it's too toxic, man. Everything like social media. Period. Just the world is too toxic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have the knowledge, but a lot of conflict without conflict resolution is not
But
healthy.
it's better. Yeah, true. But it's better to know. Is it better to know?
100%. I agree. I really, really, really deeply in my heart believe
So we
that.
actually we've had this discussion before. Talk about the thing with the cage that you don't know that's there. We've
yeah.
had this discussion. Sometimes it does feel better. Keep your head in the sand. Be ignorantly bliss. But at the same time, I think it's important for us to know what's going on. Be aware of what's going on in the world, whether good or bad. But at the same time, it can do what?
Whoa, what do you mean?
if you when you become aware of the bullshit that's going on.
Oh yeah, well
It
then
makes it can make you almost aware of a cage above your head that you weren't even aware of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a
I think you
prison
have
cell.
to. You choose your role. You got to pick where you want to be in history. You either be that guy, and there's benefits to being that
Ignorantly bliss.
Oh, there's there's probably more benefits to it. But also, if you want to have if you have you have no kids, so maybe
not yet.
Yeah,
You have
maybe,
kids?
no.
Yeah. I don't want my head in the sand because I have kids. If I
Sure.
didn't have kids, I don't want my head in the sand.
The people who have kids and keep their head in the sand, I don't have a lot of respect for because I find them to be very selfish. Because to Mickey's point, it's a pain in the ass. Who needs this?
What do I got? I got
know, like,
at
No,
the
I'm-
most
and I'm not
at the
a-
most
I'm not
50 years left, right? I could ride this out and I could see this through and it'd be some shitty times.
Sure.
But for the most part, maybe the Constitution
You
would
can
hang
insulate
on.
yourself from
My
it.
kids, I'm gonna fight for the Constitution for those guys.
Big
You know what I
time.
mean? So
Big
yeah.
time. Yeah.
So how do you feel? So you're the political guy. I say Rogers is, but
Sure.
I'm a bit smarter than Roger. He's more in the politics.
That's coming
I'm
across,
his brain.
by the
I'm
way.
his brain.
That's coming across.
I'm his brain. You know what I mean? He's the thought. He brings the thoughts. I bring the
I stutter.
the
and
knowledge.
He finishes
Sure,
it. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But how do you feel of the CEO that Elon Musk put in place for Twitter?
Very, very hesitant.
Very concerning?
Very concerned. In a weird way, my initial reaction was emotional, and I was like, "Man, this is betrayal. Like we went all in on you, Elon. We supported you, and then you went and you got a WEF stooge in there." But you know
That's
what?
World Economic Forum for anyone who isn't
Atta
a big
baby.
Gerard fucking Michaels fan.
Atta baby. But the
Pushing masks, pushing vaccines.
big time. All I can say is that at the end of the day, I believe he's a capitalist.
Either you guys get the vaccine?
No.
Bro,
I didn't think so.
Bro.
I've had
you fucking ever get out of here. No,
I've
I'm
had
kidding.
several people. So neither did we.
Yeah.
I've had several people in my family who've had negative effects from the vaccine that was pushed on them, forced on them.
That's off the market now, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very
How fucking
ballsy of
crazy
him
is
to
that?
say, by the way. A lot of people feel the way he feels. and they don't
Exactly what he
vocalize it.
said. I have in my family, and I feel bad that they
You've had people had negative effects from it, right? Like, change their life or no?
But I have people that wish they didn't do it.
Why?
That I love.
Then why?
Because they feel like they were pressured into it, and they wish they didn't do
Well,
it.
they don't feel like they were pressured into it. They were pressured into it.
They were pressured into it, and I've had multiple people whose lives have been fucked up because of it.
Oh, so you've had negative effect. I don't know.
Straight up.
In my family, outside of my family, sure, for sure, but in my family,
Not
I
in
don't
my
know.
family, I've
yeah,
had
see,
people,
well
yeah.
then I'd be a little angry if I was you.
Yeah.
Go beat somebody up, man.
Yeah.
You got a talent. You got a skill set.
But
over
that's a
there.
big problem, though. Like, because we have a lot of conflict, and there is no conflict resolution. Like, how many now? If they go beat him up, look what just happened on the subway.
I'm kidding.
He goes, finds
Yeah,
a
I'm
doctor,
kidding.
beats him up. He'll
Bro,
be
this
back.
guy
do you-
Murphy.
how do you feel
Murphy
about
is
that?
trying to put the fucking COVID vaccine in our kids.
without
scheduled
telling
vaccines,
the adults.
Yes.
Without
Yes.
telling the adults.
Well,
the
they're
kids
hiding
is going.
everything, bro.
Bro, I
They're
came.
hiding.
They know better.
I left Florida. I left Jersey for Florida 2 years ago. It was the best. I love Jersey. I got it tattooed on my arm. But everybody that stays here, no disrespect, is failing an idiot test.
Motherfucking Route 37, baby.
You're failing an idiot test. I went down to Jersey. I gave myself I went to Florida. I gave myself a $20,000 raise. Life is just better down there. I came up here. There's no fucking plastic bags. I went from Wawa last night carrying everything because I refused to spend 10 cents.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Principle.
How did we get rid of plastic fucking bags?
So dumb.
Like what? Like we got 10 million plastic fucking masks.
You got family? You got
I
family?
could
You
go
got
on a
family here?
rant.
Yeah, my whole family's here.
All our
So
families.
that's the hard part for me.
Hard.
Yeah.
But again, you don't have kids. I have kids too, so that makes it even harder. You know.
Yeah, I got parents that are getting older,
Yeah,
man. I want
yeah,
them to come down to Florida. I
Yeah.
love Jersey. I love the people in Jersey.
Yeah.
But I'm telling
Florida's
you,
fucking. It's Jersey, but hot, bro. Right? Especially where you guys are at.
we colonized that
East Coast of
motherfucker.
fucking.
We colonized that bitch.
It's Jersey and New York, right? For the
Yeah.
most part. Come
100%.
on.
Yeah.
100%.
Easily. When we're driving
Even
on
they drive. Even they
We see
drive.
Jersey, New York, Boston.
Even
Jersey, New York, Massachusetts.
Even drivers, they drive like here, right?
Oh.
Or no.
A little more. I think a little more pillheads and old people.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, driving down there could get a little bit better. It could get a little weird.
We could. Yeah.
We talk about there's a lot. The people in Florida don't understand the left lane is the fast lane.
No,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand that here either.
I
But
know.
not Jersey people. It's New York.
Pennsylvania,
New York people.
Yeah.
New York.
You get on
Pennsylvania,
the Parkway. I'm doing 95. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing 95 minimum on the turnpike,
Thank you.
on the Parkway,
Yeah.
and there's always a dude with a New York plate
Yeah, sitting there,
sitting there staring, hands in the 3 and 9 position, doing 65, 70, and the fucking not looking in the rear view like, oh, there's a car right on my ass. Let me get a fucking hit 3
I
and
hit with the
9.
high
Drive.
Hey, if you
Bro.
got a slow
Fuck all that.
brain,
Yeah.
cool. Drive 65.
Exactly.
Get to the right or left.
Exactly.
though.
I
Just
look at
don't
it like
drive in the
this.
left
I look at it like
or
this.
in the-
I look at it like
great
this.
point.
I should get a
whatever you
ticket.
want on the
I should
right
get a
lane.
motherfucking
Middle or
ticket.
right?
I should get a ticket. You ain't a cop. Get the fuck over. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You're not enforcing the law.
Yeah, you don't-
Your
you-
job is not to slow us
Hey,
down.
don't be
Get out of the way.
Don't oppress me.
Yeah.
Don't oppress
Yeah.
me and my speed. I got places to go. Don't be
Exactly.
slowing
Yeah,
down.
that's right. They're robbing from you. They're
Yeah.
robbing
They're
your
taking
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. They are. They're stealing from you.
They
You should
are.
be able to call the cops instead. This
I
person
still
is stealing
fucking
my
get
time.
like a fucking bulldozer on my car and ram into people. That's
But
what I really want to do.
Just like one of those like
you
cow
say
tips
that,
on the old train.
but everybody in that lane wants to do 95. It's the
Yes.
one motherfucker that wants to do 65.
Yeah.
Everybody in the left lane is doing 95.
no
that.
doubt
I don't
about
care.
it.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt
Fuck
about it.
that guy. G is a very conservative guy. When he's driving, very liberal with his horn. He beeps that. If I meh, meh, meh,
That's what you got one for.
Yeah.
You know.
So
the,
listen,
the thing
if
that
you're-
and I feel like an old man when I say this, but the thing that drives me out of my mind more than anything is when we're at a red light and people are on their phone, and I'm like, it's fucking green.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's big
look,
green.
look,
Yes,
give him-
that's a pet peeve.
an-
I,
It's crazy.
I
It's
say,
getting worse.
I disagree,
Getting
guys.
worse.
I think give him a little tap. Give him a beep. Let him. All right. See,
I will say that's like
You know
more
what
of
I
a
mean?
cardinal
I don't
sin.
gotta sit on the.
And here's why that's more of a cardinal sin.
You gotta let him know.
Because you only get so much time to make it through that lane, right? And you're already in a big line. So if you're like,
If I'm
you're
3 or 4 back,
if you're like the
yes.
6th or
Yes.
7th car back, you're not
Yes.
going to make that motherfucking late because
Yeah.
that cocksucker held
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
preach
So,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what.
if
I'm
number
making that
two-
light.
Yeah.
I'm making that
If
light.
I'm number 2, I'm giving a.
Yeah.
Barely
Number
touch
2,
it.
you're
Barely
good.
touch
You're
it.
there.
Barely
Yeah,
touch
you're
it.
there.
Just come on.
Yep.
You want to be like
Wake you up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So because you drive like that, and I also drive like that, and it sounds like you drive like that, and I know this guy drives like that, and
I
I
drive
actually,
about 110.
I
This
actually got
mother-
a
so,
story.
dude.
Have you ever had a road rage incident? A good one, like a good story.
No, I've had one or two where I was like, let's do this thing, and then I kept driving by.
Yeah.
Never got to that point. I just had one where a girl got pulled over for motherfucking. So it gets crazy in Miami. It goes from like everybody driving 100 to dead traffic coming up 95, and this girl was like on my ass driving up, and I had to like swerve to the right as she passed me, and there was traffic up there, and she like screeches into the cars, and then I come up next to her, I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Then she motherfucks me up and down, and then pull up right behind me is a cop. I'm like, am I gonna get fucking pulled over for this right now? This is unreal. And then sliding behind her, got her. I was like, yeah, suck a dick, bitch.
My story about this guy, I wasn't there for it, but I heard the story, was there was this kid that used to go to my gym. He was a nice kid. Talked my ear. He was only one of them talkative kids. Maybe a little on the slow side. Nice guy though, right? Talked my ear off all the time. He was the biggest UFC fan you'll ever meet in your life. Wore a shirt every fucking day he was in the gym. Some UFC shit. Usually a Frankie Edgar face on the shirt, right?
Affliction.
Oh, I knew Frankie and I were friends, right? And this goes way back, right? This kid was die hard UFC, die harder Frankie Edgar, right? Well, always asking me, Edgar questions, right? All the time, right? And I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. I'm never a dick to anybody, right? So I always entertain. I mean, in my head, I'm like, just let me fucking work out, bro. But I'm always nice. So he comes into the gym this one day, and he's looking down. He's looking a little depleted, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to ask him, but I know he's going to tell me, right? So he comes up, he's like, hey, man. He's like, I gotta tell you something. I was like, what's up, bro? He drove a mail truck, right? A big box truck, not delivered mail, but just took it to like the post office, right?
Oh my God!
Did he drive it to your house?
This fucking guy, shut up. So anyway,
it was a mail truck.
You fucking idiot! You fucking
I actually
idiot.
do have a good story after this. Don't let me forget it.
So
It was
I
when
guess
we were driving down to
Frankie
Florida.
was coming from training, and he's sitting at a stoplight with this guy, and this guy tries to beat him like through the light, but he's in a big box truck. Is that not how it went?
Somewhat, but kind of.
Well, anyway, somehow there's a little incident there, but this guy doesn't know it's his fucking hero that he's fighting with, right?
Yes.
This guy's flipping off Frankie, and Frankie, if you know Frankie at all, Frankie will fucking argue with anybody.
It's go time.
Even his podcast partner, believe it or not. And Frankie's like, yeah, motherfucker, pull the fuck over. And they have words. The guy never gets out of his truck, but they have words. Am I telling this right?
Kind of, no. We're this fucking big trucks, we're both behind a slow car. So like we're in a single lane, and this big truck trying like it's about to open up to like 2 lanes. So this truck's like getting ready to fucking get around me. I'm like, yo, motherfucker, I want to get around this car too. You know what I mean? I'm in a fucking like a car. This guy's in a fucking big mail truck. Not a female truck, a male truck, okay? All right?
Your jokes, you have dad jokes. Go ahead. Fucking total dad joke.
So it goes to the, it opens up, and I go, and he's like, fucking, give me the finger, and I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. And so then I slow down, he goes, and there's 2 lanes, and he pulls up, and I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? What's up now? Like, whatever, I don't know.
Ruin this guy's life.
He's like, no.
Ruin this guy's life.
No, he's like, Frankie Edgar, oh my God, can I get a picture? I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, fuck you. I'm so mad.
Yo, I
Cause listen, if I he was just being an asshole, you know what I mean?
Sure,
like,
sure.
So now you know me, so now you're not gonna be an asshole.
Yes.
So I have to be nice to you.
Yes.
No, don't be an asshole to anybody.
No,
you know what I mean?
Match energy. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I see people in their car, how selfish and like fucking like me, fuck you, like people are in their car, it makes me think down on humanity.
My thing is this: I've
People
definitely fucked
they're in their
up.
little fucking box, and they're like
Windshield tough guys. I call them windshield tough guys.
It's
Toughest motherfucker you'll ever meet behind a windshield.
My thing is this: when I'm driving, I've definitely messed up and cut someone off or did something, and I'm always like, my bad, my bad, and it's my bad.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just say my bad.
That's
and,
it.
and if someone does it to me and they're like my bad, I'm like, that's cool, bro.
No,
I get it.
like he
but
just said, the
if
wave.
someone cuts me off and then goes fuck you to me, now I'm like, I want you to die.
You know who doesn't?
Yeah.
You know who
Straight up.
never does the wave? The wave is all you need. Somebody cuts you off.
Yeah, just out the
Just
window.
the
This
wave.
one of these. Yeah.
You know who never does it? Women. Never do the wave.
Women are the worst drivers.
And that's why they shouldn't vote.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're out of here. We just got canceled.
So but we do have a good road rage story. It's actually us together. Not long ago, I had forgotten about it, and when you brought up that story, I remembered it. We're driving a freaking U-Haul from Jersey down to Florida. We can't go faster than 65 miles an hour. It's the longest trip of our lives. Driving down, and this woman in front of us in the left lane, out of nowhere, just slams on her brakes, and I can't stop the freaking truck. I'm like, this is like, we got 1,000 freaking tons in the U-Haul. They're like, dude, almost clip her. She goes off we're on 95 headed south. This has to be in like South Carolina. She pulls off on the left shoulder where there's barely one. And we're like, what is wrong with you? We're driving about a half mile later, and this car is on my ass, comes up on the left. It's like, pull over, motherfucker. Pull over right now. Pull over, motherfucker. I'm like, what's with you? And then the guy goes to the other side. And Nick's over here like, what'd you do, man? Like, why does everybody hate you driving? I was like, I don't fucking know. So then the guy pulls on Mickey's side. I was like, get the window down. So Mickey puts the window down. The guy's like, you ran my sister off the road. We're like, that bitch just fucking stopped out of nowhere. He goes, pull over. And Mickey's like, we'll pull over, but this is not going to end well for you. And he's like, pull over right now. And again, Mickey's like, we didn't do anything. She just stopped. Stop following us. Go check on her. And he looked for a second. He goes, that's a good point. All right. Sorry. And
so
this
wait,
is all happening
totally
at
different car?
All happening at 75 miles an hour on 95.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, the dude literally tried to run us down because he thought we ran his sister off the road. He gets on my left. tells me to pull over, like he's flagging me down. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? And then he gets on Mickey's side, and Mickey was the funniest thing. He's like, we'll pull over. This ain't gonna be good for you. Go check on your sister.
I have not had a good road rage fight in many, many years, but I thought I was gonna have one last summer. I'm on the bike, I'm on the Harley, I got the girl on the back, right? We're hungover as shit. We had like 2 hours of sleep because we went hard the night before. But we're meeting this big group out west Jersey, right? Like an area I didn't know, like past Millstone, all way out there, right? But I knew the address. It was a gas station we're all meeting up at. And we're meeting like 25 guys on bikes, and we're driving all the way out to Maryland, right? And we're kind of beat up. We're feeling like shit. And I'm behind this Jeep going through this little town, and I'm definitely not riding his ass. But it opens up till 2 lanes, right? Like you said, 1 lane to 2 lane. And I got on the gas and I just blasted past. I saw it was a man and a woman, right? It was a woman driving, man on the passenger side. Definitely wasn't riding their ass. None of the above. I didn't do anything reckless. Honestly, I would say it if I did. And they had fishing rods in the back. I guess they were going fishing. I don't know. They had fishing poles on the back of the Jeep, right? So I get past them. I get up to the stoplight, 2 lanes. They pull up next to me, and this dude on the passenger side. I look over and he's fucking screaming, motherfucking me, flipping me off and shit. And the chick is kind of like just staying, she's kind of like looking ahead, looking like disgusted, right? Well, I had the girl on the back, and she's like 100-pound, 100% Italian, fiery.
That's some player shit.
She'll
right there, huh?
fuck anybody up, right? And she's going at it with a woman now. She's yelling because now we're like 4 feet apart, right? And she's screaming at the chick. Well, this dude is just fucking, and I see him open his door, and I'm like, all right, motherfucker, now you open your door. Now we're in a fucking different one. So I go to kick my leg off, like I'm fucking fired up. I put my kickstand down, right? I go to throw my, now we're at an intersection. It's going to turn green any second. There's like 10 cars behind us, right? Kick my leg. I fucking kicked the girl off the bike because I threw my leg off too quick. Didn't even let her get off. The kickstand wasn't all the way down. So now my bike, my fucking 800-pound Harley falls over in the middle of the intersection. This guy gets out, and I'm like, come on. The light turns green, right? Everybody behind us is like, wah, laying on the horn. And I'm like, I'm ready to fucking just murder this guy. So they make a right. Like the girl makes her. I think the wife got a little nervous, right? Yeah. And they make a right. I'm going straight. I go right. I'm fucking following them now. Now I'm fully invested. My bike got a little fucked up. I scuffed the paint on my bike. I just kicked my girl off the bike. Like, now you're getting fucked up,
out
dude.
for blood.
So we followed this guy for or the girl, because she was driving from like maybe a half a mile, and I'm doing this the whole time. Fucking pull over. And they never pulled over, so nothing happened. But yeah. That was my last like road rage incident.
Not a road rage incident, but I did see a bouncer rage incident with this guy.
Dylan Dennis?
No. We were in the city, we did the thing at gas, and then we took our producer out. He's a great guy, don't have any money. We take him out, we show him a good time. And they're calling it last call. They're calling last call at this bar, and the bouncer's doing the bouncer thing. Hey, last call, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're being, like, hyper aggressive about it, being super aggressive. And we're like, yeah, we're going to leave. Our producer's just in the bathroom. He's like, I don't give a fuck where your producer is. You need to get out right now. And now Miggy's like, we're going to go when our producer gets out. Like, being totally chill, just chilling. And the dude, like, gets in fucking your face and is like, but I'm a real one. Nah, you don't want to fuck with me. I'm a real one, son.
Well, that
it makes like, I feel like now I do want to fuck with you. I feel like I kind of do. And I don't know, maybe one of
nothing happened.
No, well, maybe one of the bartenders recognized him or something like that, and was yelling at the bouncer, "No, get over here. And then he's like, no, he's fine where he is. He's a real one. Let's figure this shit out, bro. And this shit, our producer came out, and nothing happened, but it was just so fucking funny watching it happen from the side. If you
have to announce what a bad motherfucker you are before you become a bad motherfucker, you're probably not a bad motherfucker.
Watching the fear in this guy's eyes come as he tried to intimidate what he thought was a pretty little white boy, and then the white boy goes, okay, well,
exactly.
your terms are acceptable. And the dude being like, man, I'm used to just yelling at people and listening to me. Why is he so confident?
Most people are like that. Most people just get loud. And if they're loud enough, if they're louder than the other person just
that's
like,
it.
I don't want no smoke. You know what I mean?
It's the dark,
the
barking dog, man.
I hate that.
I can imagine you got some fucking Jersey Shore bouncer stories from back in the day.
Honestly, since I've been in the UFC, I don't really got into nothing. But before that, I definitely have my fair share.
For sure.
of shit over a seaside.
I heard about Frankie before I ever met him.
Really?
Heard about, like, he's pretty, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because you're a fucking scumbag, but pretty legendary around here for scrapping in the streets. Yeah, I'm talking 20 years ago. Yeah,
Jack's
scrapping.
Garage scraps.
Yeah. Like the guys that know him, like the guys that like was
Even before that, Jack and Bill's more.
Bamboo
there's
scraps.
Some pretty legendary stories about Frankie scrapping down at the boardwalk. Yeah.
Well, there's one where didn't you bust some dude's orbital bone in a Rutgers fight or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, well, we don't need to get into it.
We've had
Yeah,
fighters.
that's the old Queens.
We've had fighters
Old
on the
Queens.
show
Old
before.
Queens. Yeah.
And you think like all fighters probably started out just in the fight game, right? Probably just started out as like you envision, I guess, Jose.
No, I was shocked actually.
Masvidal, just
No,
fucking
that's what I thought. I
you
thought
envision
Jorge
that
when you street fighters, yeah.
Jorge.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I say. What did I say?
He said Jose.
Jose.
Wow.
Jose Jorge.
How do you deal
Anyway.
with this racism
I know,
on a
man.
daily
It's a
basis?
3%er.
How do I deal with him?
Those
It's
3%ers.
such a racist. What do you got? You got something to say about the Jews next?
I think that's what you envision, right? You hear fighter, right? But most fighters are pretty. Like we had Jim Miller on. We're like, bro, tell us your best street story. He's like, I got nothing. I don't really have it. I never really, you know what I mean? I think he had one college story he talked about, right? But yeah, and Jim Miller is fucking a legend, bro. That guy's
That's my
had,
big brother.
bro.
Yeah,
I love
that guy.
Miller. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the training in Jersey compared to the training in Florida now that you've done it for a year? Like Barwis is an incredible gym, but is there a
I
difference
just
in the
think
training or?
at least where I'm at, I feel like it's easier from a standpoint of I just got to show up at one place for everything. Plus, at where I'm at in Killcliff, there's 40 UFC fighters on the mat. You know what I mean? Where I was at, I'd have to chase people, text people. Come on, can I trying to get the tough guys out to my gym to train.
Is Richie Lewis at Killcliff? Where's Richie?
Yeah.
We just had him
he's
on.
down there.
He was
Yeah,
just
he's a
up
good
there.
kid.
Yep.
You guys drinking those Scarlet Ales over there?
I got two of them done. Two of them done.
My man, pots and pans. Yeah, Rutgers Scarlet. Now, are you a Rutgers guy?
I coached the Rutgers for a couple years.
Yeah. Pretty incredible what's going on with that wrestling program, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I was one of the ones that started with Goodale. Goodale he hired me in 2008, 2009. I was coaching full time with them, and then obviously always went up there to help.
Old
help
Matt
get
Pritchard
ready
at Dante's place. Old Matty Pritchard there.
Yeah.
Crazy. They're like literally one of the top 5 teams in the nation now, Rutgers, right? Like they got national champions
top
and
20,
multiple top 20.
Yeah, they had a top 10 finish probably 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, they're about top 20.
You were a state champion wrestler, yeah?
I was a runner up. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think we talk about this and different people have different theories? Do you think it's better to be a wrestler coming into MMA and learning striking, or is it better to be a striker to learn wrestling?
I think it's case by case. It's
He says the same
It's hard to
exact thing.
say. Like, you can look at Anderson Silva, right? Probably one of the best ever, and he's a striker. It just depends how you get in. I'm obviously a little biased to wrestling because that's where I came from. I think the reason wrestling prepares guys for a fight career is not so much the fact that it's wrestling, but what goes involved with wrestling. Wrestling is usually involved with a school. You have to worry about your grades. You have to worry about traveling. And the wrestling season is fucking long, so it's hard. You learn how to train being a wrestler, especially wrestling college.
You know what I think is the
train.
best about it is that you're competing 2 times a week at least.
Right. You know how to prepare. It teaches you how to prepare and get ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you wrestled in high school, yeah?
Just my senior year. I played football my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think jiu-jitsu should be an Olympic sport? Would you like to see that happen?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
I think that what holds them back is judo holds them back because they both.
Hey, by the way, your boy Grayson's moving great. I
Thank
saw the
you,
little
bro.
clips you
Appreciate
put
that.
up
Yeah.
online.
He's
got
very-
it natural,
really
right?
good.
Right,
He's
natural.
very
Great.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by the way.
I
he's
appreciate that,
moving.
man. Thank you. Obviously that's something you got to stay
Bro,
with.
his kids-
Of course,
He
you
just
can tell
turned 7
when they move
too.
right or not.
Gonna be a big boy.
Yeah.
Gonna be a big.
He was
boy.
only 6 in that tournament. He literally just turned 7 May 5th. But yeah,
But
so
I watched the whole fucking thing. I was like, yo,
I
this
appreciate
kid's
that.
fucking
I saw your
moving.
comment, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
That, I
100%.
wish I could say to him, bro, you don't know fucking these dudes that are saying you did a good job. These guys are
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Hey, it looks like he's taken to it.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, you know what he has that you can't buy and you can't teach? He's got that fire in him. He don't want to lose, bro. He doesn't want to lose. He was up.
Good.
So Dante coached him, as I was saying. His
Man, I
first
love
fight.
Dante.
His first fight. I love
I
Dante.
fucking
bro.
love Dante. By
I
the
love
way.
that dude. But his first fight, he was up against a Tiger Showman kid.
Did he ever
You know.
challenge you to fight outside of fucking
All the time.
place?
Bro,
Yeah.
the first time
Oh,
I
yeah.
met him, he tried to fight me.
No, he-
First time I ever met Dante ever, he tried to
when
fight
I was
me.
like, I was like 16 years old, just started doing jiu-jitsu, and I probably heard about. I was hung out with older dudes who would be like 3 or 4 guys would be like, yeah, like we'd see him at a tournament, be like, yeah, that guy challenged me to fight outside of fucking Club Abyss or something.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's exactly what happened to me.
Dante
Exactly.
used to always fuck with me about my jacket. He'd be like, "Your jacket don't fit. Either lose weight or fucking
Well,
get a
see,
bigger jacket."
I heard he
What
said
the
it
fuck?
nicely. He'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm Dante. Would you like to fight?
Yeah, that's exactly how he said it to me.
For real?
Exactly how he said it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
and I knew who he was. I'd actually been to one of his fights in Lake City.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I know who you are. Like,
But-
he wanted to fight for $100 in the
I
parking lot.
don't. I do want to correct something I said earlier. Chris runs a good gym at that Red Bank spot.
You
Those
didn't
guys
say it
are
on
great
camera.
guys.
You didn't say it on air, bro.
Yeah, now you
You
just
said
ex-
it
You're
on
on
now
your
you
fourth.
just-
You're
now
on
you
your
just
fourth.
exposed
You're on your
yourself.
fourth beer there.
Now you
buddy.
just outed yourself.
Cut that part out.
Yeah, but you know what
Runs a great
impresses me
gym.
the most about Dante is I don't have like the history that Frankie does, but I've known the guy for 20 years, and like, bro, the dude's a fucking outlaw. But look at him now, bro.
He's not an outlaw.
No, listen, shut up. He is an outlaw.
No, he's
Cut
not.
that part out.
But
too.
listen,
No, he's not.
Listen, you don't let me finish. You just cut me off, dickhead. Look how he is now. Look how he is now. He fucking runs a phenomenal gym. He's a solid dude, and he's so good with kids. You had to see him with my kid. Like, who I would never thought 20 years ago the Dante I knew.
He's a good coach.
Would be, bro.
He's a good coach.
Phenomenal.
Although I will say,
Cares about his kids.
phenomenal.
I will say,
Cares about his kids.
I've yet to meet a coach in my life, and I've only met him 3 times, that is better than David Adiv. I think I don't know if you're familiar with him. David Adiv, as far as like being able to explain to you what to do and why to do it in a way that makes sense to you. It's one thing to know what to do. It's one thing to know what the guy's doing wrong. It's another thing to communicate it in a way that they can execute on it. And David Adiv is brilliant in that capacity. He really,
I'm
he
not
really is.
familiar with
Yeah,
who he is.
that's my guy. He's like my second father. Like
okay.
I came up with him. If you guys are closer, a little up north, I'd try and get you to come out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, that's my dude. Yeah,
Right.
he's great. He's special.
Yeah, now it's.
What
I
do the
feel like
Gracies call him, the brain?
Now it's our job to keep Grayson in it. You know, you never get good unless you stay in it, and that's.
Yeah.
He seems to like it. We just got to keep
Man,
him
it's
in
so
it now.
good.
You know,
It's so good for people from their
Right.
character, their ego, all that shit. Like it's
Yep.
it's awesome.
Yep.
So now we got to ask a couple slick and thick questions if we're going to do a co-pro on this,
Let 'em
because
rip.
people, our audience doesn't know, right?
Let 'em rip.
So Frankie, if you don't mind, man, what do you think was your favorite fight in the UFC? Favorite fight?
I got 2. We gotta have 2.
Well, motherfucker, we said favorite. That's one.
Well, listen, I know, but
Well, time out because most fighters' favorite fights is Frankie Edgar versus Gray Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
which one?
massive fight.
Which one? There was 3.
Massive.
So
fight.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. There's 2 because my first one is winning the title the first time.
BJ
Because,
Penn.
I mean,
BJ Penn.
Like
you
you said,
beat fucking BJ
Yeah,
Penn. You ever just sit there sometimes and be like, I beat
watched
BJ
no,
Penn?
but like
No.
but also the time that I
Ended
beat
his
him.
career.
The time that I
they're like
that I
best
beat
friends
him,
now.
he was running through dudes.
Yeah.
Like, he had
He-
an aura
he
about
was
him.
BJ
He was
fucking
literally,
Penn.
he was literally
Sean Shirk.
He is,
licking
yeah.
the blood off his gloves. Like he ran through Sean Shirk, Joe Stevenson, Diego Sanchez, Kenny Florian. Like fucking ran through him. They didn't even didn't give him a
Which,
fight.
by
at
the
all.
way, you said that before about Dominic Cruz. I loved Kenny Florian as an announcer. I really liked
great.
him.
yeah, no, he was
He's
good.
great.
He was
He's
good, but he
great.
got caught
Yep.
plagiarizing. That's kind of why.
Oh, is that why he's gone?
Yeah, I don't know if he really plagiarized, but he did plagiarize.
Interesting. I was wondering why he was gone. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I
What do
did
you
not
mean
know that.
plagiarized?
Like took someone else's shit and regurgitated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know
and
that.
I think he's like, listen, I listen to so much shit, I do so much shit, I do so much talking. He's like, I may have, but it wasn't intentional.
Like an analysis.
yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Did
It's
not
almost
know
hard
that.
to do in an analysis though, because all you got
That's
to
what
be
I'm
is a
thinking.
couple words off, and it's not plagiarizing.
Right, yeah.
You'd have to
wondering.
literally recite it word to
He
word.
was everywhere and he was nowhere. So
Yeah.
BJ Penn for sure.
Yep.
Because just like I said before, I was a runner-up in wrestling. My goal was to be a state champ. I missed All-American by triple overtime. I was second in high school national. So I became second a lot, or
Wow.
so close a lot. So to get that final, like, I'm the fucking best in the world, I achieved my goal. That's something that I always remember forever, And then Gray
Something
Maynard
everybody
3.
will always remember
Yeah,
forever, brother.
yeah.
It made you a fucking legend.
Gray
No, for
Maynard
sure.
3,
And then
is
Gray
that-
Maynard 3, just because the history we had, the banger of the fights we
That's
had,
one of my favorites,
and
too.
with a knockout.
It was kind of the end of him, and it could have been the end of you. You know what I mean?
That was your Ward Gotti right there.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. Interesting. And how did you get in with JWoww? What happened there?
Huge dick.
Huge dick. I can see that. I can
Does
see
she?
it.
Does she?
Yeah, bro, she just started talking to you again. She's not going to talk to you again now.
It's over.
She just started liking you again, you fucking asshole. Jenny, baby. No, I'm kidding. No, listen, I make light of it because humor is my go-to, right? I get through life with humor. Obviously, we had some dark, ugly days. We get along great now. We co-parent really well now. I think humor has been our way through a lot of that, so I'll always make jokes. But I got in. I got in when Jenny was poor and had no money, and they were filming a pilot that didn't even have a name yet for the show.
Really?
Wasn't called.
This is his like, I'm not gold digging.
Where'd you guys
I'm not
meet?
trying to
What's the
clout
story,
chase.
though? Where'd you guys meet?
Can I tell it or no? Do you want me to tell your BJ Penn story? So
you guys know I won the.
So I was
Roger also has a BJ story too.
Is that what it's going?
I played minor league baseball, guys.
All right, tell me when I'm up.
You're up.
All right. So
I tour nationally. I'm a comedian.
So I'm a local, right? I've lived around here. I've lived around here since I was 21. I'm 47 now. When I was my early 30s, I was out with some friends and we were at Karma, right? And they always film shows around here. MTV's always filming some show. Remember Tommy? What was his name? Tommy Cheeseballs Tommy and all that shit. They always film those realities. They used to have the MTV
Beach House.
They used to have the MTV Beach House.
Sure.
So they're always here filming. Like it's nothing uncommon to see cameras in the clubs in Seaside. It's been
MTV Spring Break was their big
right.
and then they realized it was just cheaper to do it in Jersey than Florida.
I've seen cameras in the Seaside clubs a million times. So this particular day, I was out there with
Why
my
were you
buddy.
wait? Why? How did you get from Maine to Seaside? First of all,
Oh God, bro, how in depth do you want me to go here? So
slightly more.
My mom is from Jersey, right? She's from Glen Rock, right? Met my dad. They worked together at Pratt and Whitney in Connecticut. My dad wanted
This
to go
is too
back.
much in depth.
Told you.
Why?
I knew it.
How did you get to Jersey?
My parents got divorced. My mom came back to Jersey.
Okay, fair.
That's good. Okay.
That's good.
All right.
Now we're working.
All right. So anyway, fast forward a few years after that, I'm in Seaside. I'm with my buddy. He's with his girl. We're a little older than the girl. The girl's maybe like 22, and his girlfriend. And Basili and I are like early 30s, right? Well,
And you look like that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
fucking yoked.
yeah, it looked
good looking
like that
dude.
guy. So we're in Karma, right? And there's Karma's pretty big, right? They got like the front section, which is more bars, and then you got the back section, which is like the dance floor, open, like open sky. Fucking.
Yep.
So in the back on the dance floor, there's cameras, right? I can't see what's going on. I just see cameras out there. So I'm like, oh, they're filming some MTV shit. And locals usually avoid it, right? We just kind of stay away from it, right? Because
Roger's in the back, like,
yeah, I'm jumping up and down. I'm doing the
He's a local now.
I'm doing the Macarena out there, trying to get on camera. Now we're at the front bar. We're at my friend's bar, and the little 21-year-old, of course, wants to go see what's going on, right? But she hasn't left us yet. It's me and Vasily. We're having drinks, and just shooting the shit at the front bar. Well, this girl walks in, this really attractive brunette. Literally, I'm not joking, wearing a handkerchief over her massive boobs, right?
And you were like, wow.
I made eye contact with her. I caught her eye. And I made sure I wasn't going to lose that fucking moment. So I fucking, gave her a pretty good eyeballing. I would call it something else, but I got 2 kids now. And she
Let
made
the
eye
boy
contact
watch.
with me and then walked past me within like a couple feet. And I just kind of did one of these as she walked by. Well, she went right out to the cameras. And I'm like, motherfucker, the girl's part of that shit, right? So, 10 minutes later, the girlfriend, my friend's girlfriend, disappears. We don't know where she is. She beelines it out there and brings the girl back. Well, the girl is JWoww, right? And we started talking. Yeah, good girl.
Good kid.
As Biggie would say, player shit.
Yeah. So we started talking. Pretty much talked the rest of the night. I walked her back to the house. Well, at the time, nobody knew what it was. It wasn't even on air. Hadn't even aired yet. This was like a pilot season. They were just filming. Right. Well, then it hits the air and then it just blows the fuck up. Well,
Blows up.
In the interim, she went to Florida to film another season of it. Right. She's like down in Miami or whatever. I was like, shit. I that chick on TV. I talked to her a couple times. You know what I mean? So that was it. I was like, that's a wrap. That's whatever. They come back. They roll right out of Miami. They come back season 3 to Seaside. Literally, like the first, I wasn't looking for her, but I was out, Karma again, just out with my buddies, and boom, she's there, and that was it. That's how it all took off.
And then you went and grabbed her and were like,
yep.
what's up, baby?
Yeah, beat the shit out of a couple dudes
I
out
want
on
a
dance
nut
floor.
inside
Showed my
you.
bravado. She's like, he's so brave. I want to marry him.
Hell
That was
yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah,
up. And now
that's
you
what
got 2
happens.
sex trophies with a fucking with a phenom. That's what's up, bro.
It's kind of the cliff
You
notes of
just
what
call his
happened.
kids sex
You
trophies?
guys
Yeah.
both have sex trophies.
Sex
you ever been
trophies.
so good at sex you get a trophy for it?
Yeah, apparently.
I haven't gotten it
Apparently,
yet.
yeah.
That's what's
Well.
up, man. That's cool, bro. That's like really interesting, but also really sad at the same time because like you loved her, you had a life with her. And
Is this my therapy session?
Yeah. Well, you're on Slick and Thick now.
Listen, I talked about it. Frankie interviewed me the very first episode we ever did, and I said all the negativity. I'll be positive. I'll make jokes. I'll do that. You can ask me whatever, bro. I'm an open book. But the negative side of it, I said I'm leaving it here. This is it. I'm never talking about it because we did have we had an ugly divorce, man. But I said I'm leaving it here.
You have 2 kids together, right?
2, yeah.
So it's not like it was a one-off thing where you got unlucky.
We were together
like, there
9
was love.
years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's serious love there.
Yeah. So it was, and there's no animosity at all. Like I will always respect and love Jenny as a mother of my children, always. But I don't want to talk about that negative shit anymore. I left it in the past.
Did you ever think about there was an opportunity to have a Sammy J. Wow Roger threesome?
I would be lying if I said I didn't think
That'd be
about
a
it. No.
My
foursome,
man.
no?
It'd be a foursome? How be a
Sammy's
foursome?
back, right? Sammy's back.
I hear she's back. I don't watch it, but I hear she's back on the show, and I see Sammy out all the time because she dates a guy. He's a local guy in Tom's River, so I see
Wait,
them
he's
out.
a Tom's River guy?
Tom's River guy. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I don't know if she wants me to put that out there, so I won't say where he is or what he does. But Tom's River
He's
guy.
a Tom's River guy?
I see him out
Wow.
all the fucking time.
Man.
So is he a cop
Well,
or a
you
teacher
mad
or
about it?
an
It could've
opium
been you.
addict?
No, I'm happy.
Could've
I'm
been
happy
you.
a Tom's River guy got it done. You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, he's a super nice guy, and Sammy and I have always had like this really cool mutual respect for each other. So it's always, there's nothing but love. Every time I see her out, it's a hug. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm friends with her dude, but I see her out all the time. So
Do you think the show's been more of a blessing or a curse for you?
I will always say blessing because I have 2 kids. Always, I'll never say curse. I could name up, bro. I could go on for days about curses of it, but I would do it all the bad shit I do over again times 10 to have the children I have, and I'm not just being cliche. That's
And
true.
for this podcast, too, right?
For this podcast.
That's
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
That's if you weren't in the UFC, what would you have done?
I was a plumber
You were a plumber.
until my 3rd fight in the UFC.
So you would have had more money.
Probably, yeah.
Ooh, shit.
So what type of shit are you doing now? What type of venture? I know you got the tequila.
Yeah, I got
You got a few
tequila.
other things. Got some gyms, huh?
I was in a movie.
Which
No
one?
way. What movie?
Bastard Son. It's coming out in July.
Who else?
Yeah,
is in
we
that?
just got
Roger Mathews.
What do we get?
Oh,
The
yeah?
He's
Indies.
a little bit, but Kevin Interdonato.
Oh yeah,
local guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
You guys want to do some movies?
Yeah.
I got scripts, dog. We got scripts.
Yeah.
So let's do some
You gotta
movies.
talk to Kev. Kev can get it done.
Yeah, it's got Kev. He's legit.
Yeah, I like Kev. I know Kev.
Yeah.
So I had. He says I was in it, and I was, but my scene took 35 seconds of film. This guy went to the Poconos for like 5
Yeah,
days.
I
and
was
filmed
like
this
a
shit.
main
Yeah.
character.
He was
pretty
committed.
wild. I was in Kickboxer too. Actually, I played.
No way.
I played myself, a commentator. So I did Joe Rogan's role. But that was kind of cool. But this is like my first like legit, real learning.
You did that.
learn
You
lines
did that
and
one fluffing scene in that gay porn.
And by the way, I love that scene. That was
God,
incredible.
it's great,
I was
bro.
a big fan of
No
it.
gag reflex. Would you ever guess?
I did 2 little movies. There's one I did a Mark Wahlberg movie, but
Yeah.
like you, if you blinked, you'd have fucking missed me.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I did this one with Sean Patrick Flannery, where I had
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
fight scene with him and shit.
Oh, that's
it's called
cool.
Born a Champion. Yeah.
Do you know who Sean Patrick Flannery is?
I don't.
You ever see what's the movie that he's
Boondock
Saints?
Oh my God! Yeah,
So
the
it's
brothers.
not,
Yeah.
It's not the guy from Walking Dead. The other guy.
No, but the dude's an
correct,
incredible actor, man.
Yeah.
Once 10 years from now, after he's won a couple championships, man, he's gonna be A-lister.
Yeah.
I've been in that industry a long time. He's got great
Yeah.
timing, as long as like the other ear doesn't get.
What are you gonna? You get next? You're gonna say you got a Nobel Peace Prize award or something.
working
You've
on
done-
it. I'm
What have
working
you
on
not done? My
Lost
friend?
weight.
That's a good question. Hey, you lost a little bit of weight. Yo, motherfucker's been down about. He was over 3 bills when I met him.
Yeah.
Where you at
Okay.
now?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, well, after these, I'm probably back up to 3 bills. But yeah, 285.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
getting
great,
into it.
man.
So Frank, you would have been a plumber, huh? No
Well,
shit.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I was
Yeah.
a plumber to my 3rd fight in the UFC. Like
No
my
shit.
3rd fight in the UFC.
Your 3rd fight in the UFC, you were still doing
Yeah, because
blue collar.
I was trying to get married. I had a
Were
condo.
you a union guy?
I was in the union.
No shit.
My stepfather owned the plumbing company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Married into money, smart.
It says
Smart.
stepfather.
Yeah.
It's his mom. It's his mom.
Oh, sorry, I don't know how things work.
Yeah.
I'd have sex with my cousin if she was hot enough. Don't listen
Oh yeah,
to me.
circling back to that. Yeah, probably if they like live far away.
I'm Irish. That's what you do. It's you keep it in the
cousin.
family.
If it was second cousin, that's different.
I
feel like-
forget about it.
First cousin, I don't know.
Like, I
But
mean,
what would
listen,
I do though? You know what would I do if it didn't fight? Because the plumber was, it wasn't. I did it for fucking 2 years and I couldn't tell you shit about it. I dug a hole really good. I carry pipe really good.
Sure.
But
Yeah, you do.
What my
You
mind
do.
wasn't there. My mind wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, but you can't carry. Pipe has to be hard to carry. You can't.
Yeah, it
hose.
does.
Imagine
It
carrying
does.
a hose. Imagine carrying a hose, like a long hose.
Yeah.
It'd just
Wait,
be limp.
yeah.
It'd be
What?
limp. That's like Roger.
What's happening around here? Yeah, I want to lay pipe for a living.
No,
too.
but I'd be a fucking fireman.
Fireman. That's what I
That's
wish
the
I
way to
would have
go.
done when I got cut. If I had it to do over again, that's
the way to go.
Yeah.
You know what they have? They have fucking the best shifts. They work like
But no,
they work
but
like
Yeah, like
Yes,
2 days
yes.
on.
No,
like,
I
But
think-
one day
10 days
on,
off?
My
one
uncle-
24-hour on,
Yeah.
3 days off.
My uncle's he was a battalion chief in New York. Goes, I work more than anybody else. I work 48 hours a week. Yeah, you're asleep for fucking
Yes,
16 of it,
exactly,
Uncle. What the fuck are you
exactly.
talking, bro? Yeah. 2 24-hour shifts. It's solid. But they are fucking with people in New York now. Now they got to do the EMS and they got to do all that. It's not the free ride it used to be. It's not. And also for jobs like that, it's not really a free ride when once or twice a year you have to face fucking
No, yeah,
certain
you
death.
gotta listen. You're running
Not
into a
shitting on
fucking
them at
burning
all.
building.
Not
You're
shitting
running into
on
a
them at
burning
all.
building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a somewhat of a selfless job. But like, dude, like for us that we train with teammates, it's kind of like we'd fit into that.
Well, that was Stipe Miocic. Wasn't Stipe a
He is,
firefighter?
yep,
for
he
all
is,
this?
yeah, he is.
For
And
most of his
and
career.
I've
Oh, is he
said-
still?
I've said the same thing. Like if I, you know what I mean. Like if I was like bouncing around more time, I thought like I would do.
And I would say,
firefighting. I had guys.
That's probably
that
a
I
great
trained with-
job for a
I
fighter.
had guys I trained with that
Yeah.
were firefighters.
Chris
and they'd be
Lytle.
like, yeah, this like their
He's a great
shifts,
commentator,
the way
by
it
the way.
works is great.
Does bare knuckle commentating now? He's really well spoken. He does well.
Who's that?
Roger says they're well spoken.
Hey.
Lido,
an
Chris
endorsement.
Lido.
Oh, shit. Mick's about to get into commentating,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I'm about to do some commentating down. At least till I get back in the ring. So like we talked about before, I just got back surgery a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I was literally at a point where fucking G would drive me in the car. I would put the seats down in the back, and I'd have to lay in the car because I couldn't sit up.
Dude couldn't sit.
fucked
He's
up.
fighting in the UFC and he couldn't sit.
Yeah, I had a fucking broken back for 3 years.
bro.
Yeah, but I finally got the surgery, so now I've been training again, feeling like myself, feeling better than ever. So excited to get back into it. But
When do you think that could happen? What might happen?
late summer.
Late summer. Oh
Late
wow.
summer, yeah.
That's
I've been
yeah.
doing strength and conditioning for the past 6 weeks.
Sweet.
And I've been striking, doing all that shit. Yeah.
Now they'll call you with some names and you'll take it, or you feel like you're in a position to call somebody out, or
Shit, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I've been lucky and I've been fortunate where I've had like you said before, I've gotten to have some good names, and you know what I mean. Big names.
I just didn't get the name right, but you've got some big names. Yeah.
Big names make nice trophies. That's always been,
yeah.
you know what I mean. That's always been fun. But yeah, I wish I could fight like every
What
month,
if? So
2
what if?
times a
I'll give
month,
you a scenario. What if you could take a Jake Paul fight, give up your contract, probably not fight in MMA again, but take a
You mean the UFC again?
UFC? Yeah, no
Yeah.
MMA anymore. Take a boxing fight against a guy like a Jake Paul,
It's a good question.
I would
and
fight.
take a $2 million payday.
This is a real question
And
for
then walk
fighters
away from
moving
your
forward.
contract. Would you do it?
I like fighting MMA.
You do.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Not, both would be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I hear he's getting into MMA.
Mhm.
The way I left my with my surgery, Dana took care of it. UFC took all care. That was basically like let me know when you're good, ready to get back at it. So that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
But yeah, that is an appealing little
Yeah.
thing right there, right? Who doesn't want to beat the shit out of Jake Paul?
For that money, I mean, well, that's a great question, though. I mean, for a guy like you who fought so many times in the UFC, you were still a plumber when your first couple fights. Do you look at somebody like Jake Paul and do you say that's a sideshow, that's bullshit, or do you think that that's good for fighting?
Anytime you get attention is good, right? And like this guy, everyone's called him like he's a YouTube guy. Like I mean, he's been fucking boxing for 5 years now. He's a boxer.
Yeah, but
He
when-
beat a couple
when-
tough UFC guys too.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
impressed. I thought Ben Askren was going to beat his ass.
I never
I
thought Ben
Askren was
never
gonna get in
thought
the-
Ben was going to
I
beat
thought
his
Ben
ass.
was going to get in the
But
clinch.
Tyrone
make it
Woodley?
dirty.
Iron,
I
make
thought
him
Tyrone
tired,
Woodley
yeah.
might.
I
got a
thought
nasty
Ben
right hand.
would dirty box him. I was like, this kid doesn't know about competition like Ben Askren does
Right.
about competition.
Right.
Right.
So but yeah, when the Woodley fight happened too, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap.
Do you think those things are on the up and up? Do you think those are 100% on the up and up?
Spectacles.
What? No.
Those fights?
No.
No, you don't think so?
You gotta have the right character
Yeah.
behind it to
You-
promote
so-
it.
No. He means, do you think they're fixed?
Do you think the fix was on?
No, I don't think they're fixed.
Really? So you think
Tyrone Woodley one was
lost?
a little suspect.
Yeah.
Was?
I would say.
I thought so too.
I gotta
The
say.
what?
Was a little suspect.
The Tyron Woodley
The knockout was a little
Yeah,
suspect.
I thought the
I say-
Anderson
I say
Silva one.
90
I love how
95%
everybody agrees with me, but he just yells at me, right? I love
I
it.
yell at you. This guy
95%
is
real.
like a fucking like a beaten wife. He yelled at me. Did you hear me fucking yell at him? Holy shit!
No, all right. What do we call it? What is that? What do we call that?
Oh my god, he's scarred. He's scarred. He's scarred.
So Frank, wow, what is your what is your thoughts on? Is it fixed? Is it not?
No,
fixed?
I don't think it's fixed.
I do agree with you. I think the Tyrone Woodley fight was interesting.
I
Very
don't know
interesting
how to
look at.
feel. I'm just saying it's a little suspect. It was a little suspect.
I
If you
feel
watch
like
that back, it's a little suspect.
95% that shit's real.
Yeah, I do.
You
too.
think
I
fucking
do too.
Tyron Woodley wants to get knocked out by Jake Paul?
You got
for a payday? I think
Dude,
a lot of
how
people
much
would
money?
do.
I-
What do you
that's
think? You
just-
think
yo.
they're finagling money to him?
Did you see Ben Askren
I
after he
agree.
got knocked
I
off? How
agree.
like happy and smiley he was walking back. It was
I
very
feel the
odd.
same way.
I'm not saying. Wait, I'm just saying it's plausible. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Look,
No.
when
No.
when we look at it, it's like your pride's not worth that. I've had so many people be like, "What?"
At the end of his career, not gonna get another fight in MMA.
I was like, it wouldn't have mattered how much they offered to me.
Beginning of your career, there's a big difference.
I don't
Bro,
know, man. I can't.
I'm gonna
I'll
say
never
no.
do that.
I'm gonna say no.
My pride's too much. man.
He fucking hit him with a fucking big right hand, bro.
Yeah, and he just stuck his chin out there and ate it.
ate it. He ended up on the floor.
Well, not ate it. All right, yeah.
Roger,
it
I
on the
think
chin.
what people are going to get from this is that our opinions on fighting
Don't
are better
matter.
than their
Yeah,
opinions
yeah,
on
yeah,
fighting.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if anybody knows anything about fighting here, it's Gerard and Roger.
Here's
That's
here-
the big takeaway.
Here's what I found, though, right? And I don't know shit about fighting. I'll be the first one to admit it. But
Thick and the thicker.
You know, that's hurtful. You go through this all the time,
yeah,
Roger?
all
the time
bro.
you go through this.
And you're new. You're
That
supposed
was
to
very
be
hurtful.
Supposed to be nice to a
You're
guest.
triggering my alcoholism. Are you guys drinking that other beer or
Go
not?
ahead. Give him that one.
Please.
Holy shit, this guy's fucking running through these
Yeah,
things.
here, let me.
It's called a man, Francis.
What I'm going to say,
I got to check.
in the
I'm
art,
used to Roger.
in the art of
I'm used to
fighting,
Roger. He likes fucking tube-shaped drinks.
What's it like getting bullied by a guy half
I
your size?
almost always drink it in a bottle. He loves it in the can.
Hey, I would say also that actually reminds me. I would say we should try some of your tequila, but Gerard won't have any.
I'll put it in my mouth and spit it out.
Why, you don't drink tequila?
It's a deal
Really?
I made with God.
Gerard made
What?
a deal with
Deal I
God.
made with God.
The time he
story.
got stabbed about 8 times in
I got
the
stabbed
stomach.
6 times.
What,
and I
from
was,
tequila?
No. Tequila was a part of the night.
you need
Cocaine
to
was a
write
bigger
a
part
Tell
of
that
the
story
night.
for
You
the
need to
channel.
write a
Wait.
Yeah.
You got stabbed?
Yeah,
You did this.
but
You-
he has
you-
he has enough girth
you
where
did this
he
to
was
the
well
penetrate.
You
protected.
got stabbed with a knife?
So I can't tell the
Not-
stories
not-
where I
it's not
live,
like, it's not
but
like
I can tell the story.
Wait a minute. It's not
still
like
here.
it's not like you got pegged and you said I got stabbed, right?
Yeah,
No.
no, it was
fell
a
flat,
legitimate
Frankie.
knife
That one
stabbing.
fell flat.
I gotta
buddy.
tell you, Frankie, you gotta be honest, man.
was a knife stab.
As much as I don't want to get pegged, I'd rather get pegged than get stabbed. 0 stars, would not recommend.
Yeah,
No,
I think you got more street cred if you get stabbed than if you get pegged. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It depends on what
Facts.
depends on what street. If I wanted my comedy career to be better, if I got pegged in LA, it'd be fantastic. You're booked. Yeah, it'd be. Yeah, I was hanging out in Nashville. I'll tell the story real quick. We told the story a bunch on Arts, but for the Slick and Thick people, you guys can fast forward. For Champ and Tramp, you guys are gonna love this. Stay on it. So I'm hanging out. This dude named Jelly Roll.
I know.
Everybody
Who's
knows
super
Jelly Roll.
famous now.
Yeah.
Back then, he was just like the king of Nashville. We were on tour, me and this dude, Catfish Cooley, was like Jesus to rednecks, and he just had his millionth subscriber on YouTube, and he threw this big party at his studio. And we're having this huge party, and he's got this guy who's like training him. That was like McGregor's trainer. And I'm all back in the day. I'm about 100 pounds heavier than I am right now, and I got this long hair. I
So
got this-
literally about 4 bills.
yeah, about 390.
So much
390.
protection.
A lot of protection.
Bear in mind.
Yep. It's a very long story. I will fast forward to the end of it. There were these girls that saw me on Jelly Roll's like Snapchat or whatever, and were like, "Can we come to the party?" We got in like a whole bunch of scuffling, and I didn't answer. Then I said, "Hey, come to the party." They said, "You can't. Come to our house instead." I'm like, "Yeah, bet. I'll just go to these strangers' houses from the internet. Why not? What could go wrong?" So I go there, and it's a whole ass fucking college party. And I'm at this time, I'm like 33 years old. I'm like, I can't fucking be here. But the girl's like, no, stay. My friend really.
When they gave you the address to a college, you didn't think there was like.
No, it's just a house. It's Nashville.
Right.
It's just a house.
Right.
You know, I thought it was, and I rolled up to a house, and I was like, and even the house, like when I rolled up. Also, you got to remember, I'm fucking hammered, and I'm an 8-ball deep. Also, okay,
Yeah,
so
that'll
like,
do it.
so of course, why won't these girls want to fuck me? You know what I'm saying? I'm a star, bro. So the I'm thinking that this shit is fucking happening up there, and then this is another side of the house. I go in, it's a whole ass college party. They don't want me there. I should leave, but I'm like, I'm gonna see this through so I can, you know, hang out with honey. And the dudes keep talking shit to me. I'm way better at it than they are. I'm like, why are you talking shit to me? You're fucking 23 years old, bro. You got abs, and yet your girl's over here DMing me. Like, fuck is wrong with you? Like, why don't you sit here, shut the fuck up, and I'm gonna teach you how to run some game, and then maybe you can get some pussy and I'll get some fat motherfucker in here to fuck your girl in front of you, which is, you can watch if you want. I'll fuck her right in front of you.
Solid line.
They don't like it. So now they tell me to leave, and I'm like,
I'm going to keep my girl away from you. Go
if
ahead.
you ask me, yeah, you should, because I have Riz, which I don't know if you know this means charisma. If you watch the Slick and Thick show, you would know that. Long story short, they try to push me out, and I'm like, you asked earlier whether or not there's ever been a situation where you're in a fight and you knew you shouldn't do something. I'm very cognizant of the fact I can fuck all these kids up at any moment, but I don't want to be the guy that breaks a kid's fucking jaw in a college party, and then I gotta fucking be in the newspaper when I'm performing at Zany's. Like, why was I even there? So I'm like fucking with them. I'm like, just ask me nicely, and I'll leave. And I'm refusing to leave. And
So
I'm
you're
just
like grabbing kids by the head and like
smush facing them, like, you know, just like, ask me nicely.
It's like that story of like how many 5th graders could you beat up?
It's literally it's infinity. And then I'll never forget. It's like time stopped, and I had like this kid's head, and I'm like fucking with this kid over here, and I see one of these kids jump over the fucking pile with a handle of Fireball, and time stopped, and I went, that's not good. And he smashes my fucking head with, I ended up needing 16 staples. Literally split my skull open.
I wobbled, but I didn't go down.
That's right. I wobbled and didn't go down. There's blood all over my face, and then I can't see anything, and I start getting pushed out, and out of nowhere I feel bang, 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 and they fucking stabbed me in the stomach.
Wait,
6
with
times.
the broken bottle?
No, somebody pulled out a fucking
With that
bang, bang, bang.
Kniffy.
Somebody, yeah, I was in the South. They keep that thing on them, and bang, bang, bang. And I made a stupid video asking for people to come fucking jump these kids on my Facebook.
While you were bleeding out.
I don't remember doing it. I woke up to that video. That was fun.
Listen, I've done it before, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then he made it. As he's bleeding out on the sidewalk.
Yep.
He makes a deal with God.
No, when they put me in, that's right. I'm bleeding out on the sidewalk. I wake up to a cop,
that's the
cop
good part.
kicking me, and the cop, I bled out.
The cops kicking him, waking him up. They're
Waking
like,
me up.
Whose blood is this? Who did
They
you
have
eat?
their guns.
What did you do? Like
No, they didn't say who did you eat.
They probably
They did not say that.
all
That was not a word.
I feel like they probably thought that at least. They're like, which child did you eat on campus? Like,
they did kick me with their guns drawn. Going, whose blood is that? And I'm like, am I gonna get fucking shot for getting jumped? And so they put me in the ambulance, and this was like, I was way too fat. They needed more people to get me on the fucking gurney. And this was like my come to Jesus moment. This was my rock bottom for this life I was leading. That was wrong. And I'm on the gurney, and I remember like having, you know, they hit me with the fucking adrenaline, and I like come back, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, God, you can't let me go out like this. This is not how my story ends. If you let me live, I'll never drink alcohol again. I'll never do drugs again. And then like I have a split second, I'm like, I'll never drink hard alcohol again. I'm not gonna lie to you right before I come to you, bro. Like I'm gonna drink.
This is why he won't drink the tequila?
Yeah.
Wow, no hard alcohol.
Yeah,
4
he
years
made a
now.
little deal.
So wait,
No hard alcohol.
He made a little
Wow.
deal.
4
Like, he
years.
was like,
So
he
you're
was
getting
like,
fucking 17% beers instead.
I actually asked about this. I actually asked fucking him about this. He had a thing at a UFC fight. What was that? About a month ago, 2 months ago? And I'm like, and people were doing shots of beer. They had this like 17% beer, and I'm like, Mick, does this go against? And he like, nah, talk to him. He said you're cool, bro.
he made a deal.
Good
He said
enough
hard
for me.
alcohol.
Yeah, but hey, man.
So you only drink beer, basically.
Beer, and I'll do wine.
Seltzer.
But you know what? Here's the difference, and it's made a huge difference in my life. It really has. It really, really has, because I was going to have 10 drinks a night, whether they were 10 Manhattans, 10 whiskey sours, or 10 beers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can have 10 beers and be functional over the course of 4 hours. If I have 10 whiskeys, I turn into a nonstop life-ruining machine. I'm too big. I'm too violent. People can't stop me. Even
You
when
need
people,
a fucking rhino tranquilizer to put the son of a bitch.
So
down.
wait,
It's like,
back to your story. That kid got charged with attempted murder then.
you know
Hey,
what was so fucked
we don't know
about
that
it?
number, bro. We don't use that number, dog. Come on, man. We're from Jersey, bro.
I
We
ain't
don't
a
know that number.
snitch.
We handle that shit.
I ain't
we
a
handle that
snitch.
shit.
You don't have to be a snitch, bro.
Yo, it's so
State
funny.
picks up the
Dude,
charges.
that was the thing. They really fucking pressed me hard. They were
Yeah.
like, if you press charges, you're not gonna have to pay for any of your hospital bills. Is what they were like trying. They were like trying to press me hard, and I was like fucking around with the cop, and I was be like, yo, you know what? I didn't think these little white boys had it in them, and if this race war pops off, we might need them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the cop didn't find it funny. Like, he wrote it in the report. Like,
because he was black.
Like, I'm a white. No, he's a white dude. It's like he's trying to like paint me like I'm a white supremacist or something. Like, dude, I tried hooking up the cop with the fucking nurse and the thing. I was like, yo, how great of a story would this be if like you guys hooked up over my death? It's like something great happens, and they might have went out on a date or something. It was cute. Then the doctor comes in, and I tried like using my charisma on her, and she's like, if you don't lose weight, you're gonna die. If you keep doing cocaine, you're gonna die. I'm like, but I'm a lot of fun. She's like, you're gonna die.
So wait. So you had a talk with God. You gave up hard alcohol, no talk of cocaine. You still do that?
I don't do cocaine. Cocaine was never like what I wanted to do because I liked cocaine. Cocaine helped me keep drinking till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Could you smell it though? Be okay with it?
I got to tell you, buddy. You know what happens? You know what really happens? Like back in the day, there's no amount of money I wouldn't like. Dude, I was a New York comic. I would stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, do 5 shows a night, and convince yourself that a bump or two is like good for performance. Like I need to keep my energy up. But
Some
really,
of the greats did coke like a champ.
Yeah, I
bro.
just need coke. I just liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as you get older, when you stop doing the hard liquor, like right now at my age, there's no amount of money you could pay me to be up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Same. I'm a day party.
But back
guy.
in the day,
Yeah.
if we were murmur on a Monday, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have $500. Everybody's doing lines.
I was
Let's rock and roll,
I
bro.
was an ecstasy guy back in those days.
Yeah.
Cocaine, you got to go in the bathroom every fucking 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's kind of what I like about
Or
it.
you're doing it right in the middle of the party with everybody just fucking key bumping that shit.
Do you know what I really like about cocaine? I like about cocaine what people liked about cigarettes back in the day. Like it's for a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the only time I swear to God, the only time in the last 4 years I'm like, man, I really wish I had cocaine was at that sponsor party that you brought me to, where all those paid for models were there. And I'm like,
whores and cocaine just go together.
yeah,
bro.
I was like, if I had an 8-ball, I'd get 2 of these girls easy right now. Easy. That's the only time
They
I've
go
ever.
together. They do.
Hey girls, you guys are bored? I'm bored too.
Yeah.
Want to find a bedroom in this Airbnb? I brought snacks.
Scooby snacks. All right, I got one more question for Mr. Gall over there, and Frankie's going to turn this extremely gay.
It's Gall. Don't do that.
Mr. Gall. It's
He's got an accent. That's why I let it go.
Steven Seagal.
That's his
How do
number
you-
one pet peeve. Gall.
How do you say
No, because
scallop? Do you say it scallop or scallop?
Scallop.
Scallop.
Scallop,
I'm
bro.
from Maine. I'm
You've
from
been
Maine.
you've been in Jersey long enough to
From
know
Maine.
that what you're doing is wrong.
No. But
Take this as a
Maine
moment
is the
to pause
seafood capital of the world,
and
bro.
reflect.
Don't tell me about scallops. You tell me about
You
other
eat
shit.
bugs?
Yeah. Lobsters are bugs.
That's what I'm saying.
I kind
Cockroaches
of
and shit,
respect
yeah.
the way he's sticking his scallop.
Yeah.
I will never say it myself. Other than
He's got
right now,
at the end of
Scallop.
the day.
I'm not
he's got
fucking-
250-pound energy at the end of the day.
yeah,
But my question is, and go ahead, Frankie's going to chime in immediately. You have an OnlyFans,
I do. I do.
but it's not the fucking, you're not dick swinging it. You're strictly
That's why
like,
Roger's not subscribed to you.
see, here we go.
I was
You
gonna
don't
say,
know that.
You checked it out though.
You
huh?
don't know that.
You checked it out, bro.
I pay $39.99 and I haven't got a cock yet. What's up with that, bro?
Yeah, man. I guess OnlyFans is trying to kind of switch up their model a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just be fucking.
So Sean Brady's got
porn
the same
shit.
thing. You guys got basically the same thing, right? It's
Yeah,
it's
like
adult.
we're showing like fighting techniques
Yeah,
and
right,
yeah,
right.
like
And do you do
MMA
well with
shit.
that? Does that? I mean,
No,
yeah.
I'd be
okay.
doing way better if I was fucking swinging my dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I had a bigger dick, I would do it, but
Yeah.
you know, God wasn't good to me in that. So.
yeah, you know.
It works
It's a
though.
give
That's
and
what
take,
matters.
bro.
Yeah, well, at least twice.
Yeah, it worked twice. Yeah, and that's all I need. That's all I
At
need.
least twice.
I don't really want a third one, so yeah.
And you've been married, like you said, since before you in the UFC, huh?
No. At my third fight in UFC.
Wow.
I'm married,
You
yeah.
dropped
Got
the
married.
plumbing,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
married.
Yep.
That's heavy. What's the point of being a UFC champion if you're married already? What are you doing?
I would have AIDS.
I didn't see that as a bad thing anymore. I'm like, that's a great way to lose weight.
Yeah, ever since Magic Johnson, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, everybody knows I got bitches
yeah.
and I lost all that weight. Phenomenal.
Magic Johnson's been living for 20 years with that shit. I'm like, give me AIDS.
I don't believe it, bro.
You don't think he ever had it?
Ooh, it's a conspiracy.
Nope.
Really?
It's like, yo, listen, we need to push this AIDS shit. Well, you're going to have to get AIDS, but you're going to be taken care of the rest of your life. It's going to suck.
You would think, do you know anybody who has AIDS?
Nope.
You would think it's more prevalent from all the commercials.
Listen, you know how AIDS works?
You would know, right?
Listen, AIDS works. Well, hold your hand out like this.
Oh, fuck. You know what? Wait.
Strike. That's how it all starts, Mick. Don't hold his hand.
Strike this from the record.
Hold your hand like this. Catch my hand. Catch my hand. Catch my hand. You got to be quick.
To catch AIDS?
No, yeah. No, to not catch AIDS. Come here. Look, if I'm quick, you're going to catch it. If I set in there, now I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be fucking in and out. You got to just get AIDS from fucking Frankie Edgar? You got to be in and out.
That's how it works. You can't.
Oh,
You can't leave it in.
You can't do that.
leave it in.
That's
Can't
funny.
let it bake for a minute.
I feel like I'd be fucking AIDS positive at this point.
Sometimes at the very end, I like to leave it in for a minute. You don't like to do that? I like to let it bake.
It's the opposite of
Oh, you let it
edging.
marinate.
Well, you obviously did it twice.
At the very
You
end.
obviously
You
did
gotta
it
let
twice.
marinate.
You obviously did it twice.
Solid. I respect it. So before we wrap up this 4-hour podcast, which has been awesome, by the way, it's an honor to be with you guys. Can't thank you enough.
At least Frankie.
What? No, you too, Raj. Fuck, I love it, man. Are you? What's next for you guys? Like, what do you have going on that you're really excited about? That
I've been sneaking in Snooki's DMs a little bit. I'm trying to get back on the show.
Solid,
you know? Yeah.
solid. The snook, he's sneaking in the
man.
snook.
I'm a regular Joe at the end of the day. This guy was gonna be a plumber. I'm a union guy.
Nice.
I fucking work for you. That's my regular thing, and obviously
The
we do
union
this.
fluffer.
Yeah.
Are you a union plumber? Is that what you do? You
No,
plumb?
no.
Fluffer.
I work for a petroleum company.
Oh, sick. Awesome, man. Do you think about getting back into entertainment, or do you feel like that itch has been scratched? Or
No, after having kids, man, like, listen, I had a good dose of reality TV, like a really good dose, probably more than most will experience, and like, I don't regret it. It was part of our story, right? But our story has ended, and that was her story before it was my story, and she's still doing it. I'm happy for her. Like, it's gonna, my children are only gonna reap the benefits and the rewards of that, and that's great. You know what I mean? I would never tell her. I'm a free will guy. Would never tell her how to live her life or what to do. But for me, kids change the dynamic, the perspective a lot. Now, I'm still I'm still have, I'm fucking 47 years old, but I'll still get a little crazy on weekends where I don't have my children. And
You're how old?
47.
looks phenomenal.
I'll still do
Congratulations.
Thanks,
right?
He's on that Michael Hearn fucking
The Michael Hearn.
trend.
yeah.
But I'll
Botox?
still I got Botox. I've had Botox.
Jeez.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Bro,
It's Brotox.
Little bro socks.
But I'll still get a little crazy, have fun. But most of my time, I have my kids 3 weekends a month, so I'm a dad most of the time.
Sure.
And there's no place I'd rather
Would
be.
you let your kids go into reality TV?
I don't have a choice, unfortunately.
Really?
I don't have a choice. Trust me, I've not what I want, but I also have to respect her wishes. You know what I mean? So yeah, we differ greatly on that. So, but it is what it is, and like I said, my kids will reap the rewards and benefits of it one day. So what am I going to say? You know what I mean? I try to live and let live. I'm not. I don't want to tell anybody how to live their life.
Good libertarian view.
Yeah.
Babe. What about you, Frankie? What's next, man?
I'm currently looking for space to open up a gym here in Toms River.
Sick.
Yeah, so do that. Chasing my kids around, with their sports.
Do you want to get into coaching? Do you think you're going to be a coach?
I mean, honestly, that's why I want to open a gym because it'll happen organically. I imagine. Obviously, I want to do youth jiu-jitsu, youth MMA, and I'm sure it'll happen organically. I think my son might want to get into the fight game, so that'll be a good segue into it. And I do help some guys. Mark Gray, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I just saw him fight.
Just had a win.
Yeah, he just had a win over undefeated guy. Look pretty good. So I've been helping him a bunch. Obviously, I'm in the gym at Nicatone's helping a bunch of the young up and comers. Still, training for myself too. So we'll see.
What do you think is the biggest thing? If you were like 16, 17-year-old Frankie Edgar, what's the biggest advice you can give to somebody trying to get into the fight game?
Stop talking about it. All these kids, like you do need social media, right? Because it's part of it, right? Building your brand is part of it. I hate that as part of it, but it is. And all these kids want to build their brand and tell you what they're gonna do. Stop telling me what you're gonna do and
It's
fucking
a
do
little
it.
corny, right? Makes it a little.
yeah.
You're like, it's like I like you, but I can't stand your fucking. Fucking
But like stop
media.
telling me what you're gonna do and do it. You know,
Yeah.
like when I wanted to fight, I fucking had 5 fights in a year. You know what I mean? Like I did it. I wanted to get it done. I wanted to do it. These guys, like I think a lot of guys get into fighting to kind of get into the Hollywood part of it. You know, just to say they're a fighter, so they don't have to really get a real job and start real life.
Interesting.
If you're gonna fight and you want to do it, you got to jump all the way to fuck in.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah.
Be a fighter. If your fighters fight, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Man, it's gotta be crazy for you growing up here, living here your whole life and shit. I bet everywhere you go, motherfuckers are mobbing you.
No, I don't get mobbed.
But
though.
all love, like anywhere you go,
it's
you're
always
like,
love.
you
It's
know what I
always
mean?
love. Yeah.
Cause I'm a Jersey guy too. I know whenever I'm in my neck of the woods, it's the same way.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Driving down here, I was thinking about that too. I was like, fucking Frankie Edgar's got to be the fucking.
They definitely
King of
love.
Tom's
They
River.
love their own around here for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
They
man,
love their own. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Jersey is a tough market, but if you are willing to fucking put the work in, we love blue collar people. This is one of the things about the New York Knicks I never understood when they had Carmelo and all these fucking stars. We don't give about shit about stars. We're hard hat people. We sit in traffic. We come from people who sit in traffic and just get the fucking job done. We're tough people. It's the same thing with the
Jersey
Giants.
gives you a good dose of fucking
Deal with
reality.
the weather.
You get a good dose of reality wherever. You know what I mean? You grew up in Jersey, like you learn about life a little different. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
I agree.
I believe that. You know, I think I think I read something about that in the fucking John Bon Jovi rest stop on the way down. You know what I mean? But it's like it's facts. It's facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not an easy life. You got to be tough.
Hustle and
You
bustle.
got to be
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
It's a fucking.
And also, like you said, you can talk about all this shit you want. Like, you're out there and you're in the South, and people are like, "Oh, God bless your heart." Out here, there's a million of us on top of each other. If you don't like somebody, they know it, and if they don't like you, you know it, and you got to do something about it.
There's a way the respect is given in Jersey that's not like any other place.
It's a
in the world.
currency. That's a huge thing. We just had this huge conversation. Somebody fucked me. I'm not going to say who it is. Somebody fucked me with somebody that's
Pegged you or
no. This LA guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't
if
understand.
I knew who it was, I would say it right now.
No, don't
but
do
I
it. Don't do it. But the
Pretentious LA motherfucker.
Well, they don't understand. They were like, "What's the big deal?" I was like, "Respect is a currency.
It is.
You don't get it. What you did is you broke trust and you made it seem disrespectful that I told you something I shouldn't have told you."
Just the way people talk to each other around here too. I mean, usually, you talk to your people, right? A totally different way than you talk to normal everyday people walking around. Like,
But you know what? I think that's a good thing though, Roger, because
I do too.
it's listen, if I don't like you or somebody doesn't like me, I like knowing that they don't like me and I avoid you.
Like if I was back
Up
home in
front.
Maine,
You're up front.
if I was back home in Maine and I was at a traffic light and somebody in front of me didn't go right away and I fucking rolled my window down and yelled, "Get the fuck out of the way, motherfucker!" They would fucking be like, "Well, why would he talk to me like that?" Around here, it's fucking every traffic light.
We
You know
got
what I
shit
mean?
to do. We got places to be. We got people to see, baby. This is
You gotta drive. You gotta be aggressive.
Right.
You
Got
gotta
it.
be aggressive in Jersey.
Got
Just
it.
life in general. You have to be aggressive
I
here.
think there's something different about Jersey too, where it's like people came over, landed at Ellis Island, all the New York, all that shit, settled over in Jersey, and were like, "Yeah, I live here now." You know what I mean? A lot
That's a
of people
great
went all
point.
the way out west. They kept moving. They kept moving. Jersey people are like, "We're good here."
Yeah, not
We're
only-
all of us. You know what I mean?
That's a
We come
great
from
point.
that
And to piggyback on that point, these are people that had nothing and made it. So I don't want to hear about your victim shit. I don't want to hear about how fucking hard things were for you. Let me tell you about Grandpa.
Right.
All right? Let me tell you about fucking my grandfather who came over here from the fucking the IRA wars and ate potatoes. I don't want to hear about
90% people had it hard.
I don't want
Very
to hear
few
about
had
your
it
shit.
easy, yeah.
And you know what? Whoever did, God bless
Right.
them. But the people that made it here, they made a life better for the people who came next. That's the shit I respect.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how hard you have it. Tell me what you're doing because of how hard it is to make it better for the next people. That I respect. That I have empathy
That's what
for.
it is. Yeah, you're right though. Like I felt like our forefathers, our our parents and grandparents were always trying to like, I want to make it better for the next generation. I feel like these people don't give a fuck about
They
the
don't.
next generation.
It's a great point. They are.
You
They're
know?
very
They really
selfish.
don't.
Instant
Yeah.
gratification. That's the world we live in today.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be satisfied and have all their needs met instantly. And you can get that to a great extent, but it's a fake world. It's an internet world. And kids get wrapped up in that and they think that's reality. That's the furthest thing from reality. I say it all the time, like social media, mine included, is a glimpse of the greatest moments in your life. There's not one bad thing. Do you post bad shit on your?
Very true.
Never.
It's the best shit that ever happened in your
Very
life. My
true.
shit's
It's not
all
real.
my kids. It's not me yelling, saying, "Fucking get in the tub." I told you fucking 3 times. That's not on my Instagram, but that's real life.
That's
a great
That's
point.
real life. You know what I mean?
Okay, Roger, I'm getting it done.
There's a controversial guy named Jordan Peterson who I like. I
love Jordan.
Peterson.
I love him.
And what he says is this idea that this generation is so focused on happiness. He's like, happiness is worthless. Happiness is moments in time.
Glimpses.
If you're happy for 15 minutes a day, every day, you've had a great life. At the end of that's an hour a week. So what do you do with the rest of your week where you're unhappy or you have to be
Purpose.
dutiful? Purpose.
Yeah. Need purpose.
Interesting purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's something with athletes. So something like you as you're transitioning. When
He is.
When
He
baseball
definitely is. Definitely is. Show him. Show him. Show him. It's cute as a button, and it is a button.
when baseball was done for me, it took me years to really honestly
I
get
thought
over
we
it.
get a whole podcast without you talking about fucking baseball.
We got there.
God
we got there an
damn.
hour ago. An hour ago we got there. So now you're officially retired, right? Are you? Or you just retired from you? Are you going to fight again? Do you feel like that urge to fight now?
I don't know. Not MMA. Maybe boxing.
Okay.
You know, maybe.
Shit, if somebody's going to give you $1 million, Frankie, fight. Who gives a
That's
shit?
why I asked that question
maybe.
before.
Maybe. It's everything has to work out right. So we'll see.
But you've had for 20 years purpose at the highest level. Now you don't. How are you reconciling that? Is that something that have you taken that same tenacity and changed it into something else, or are you feeling like you have to inorganically create that purpose?
Well, you know, that's why I'm looking to open a school. And I think that's going to be a good way to shift my drive and my goals, you know, to that. My kids give me purpose, you know, every day.
Interesting.
Got one child
yeah.
in particular that's got a lot of potential, and I think not to answer for you, but I think it would be fair to say that, you know, since that's not your...
He's keeping me honest. He's keeping me honest, you know.
You're transferring a lot of that into
To
him.
double down on
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, I asked this 3 podcasts ago, and Mickey had a very interesting answer on this, so I'll let him answer after I ask you guys. Jordan Peterson also says you can't be a man until you have kids. Do you? As 2 guys that have kids and 2 guys that don't. Do you agree with that statement?
You'd have to define in what regard, man. Like, how do you?
I think I know what he means by that. Like, as a man, you got to provide and protect.
Put something above yourself.
Yeah, and put something before
I
yourself.
don't think you can be
right?
a humble man until you have children.
Humble man.
I don't think you can be a humble man.
Interesting.
I lived for me very much so my whole life. I lived.
Yeah, but I
did what I wanted to do
So
when
you
I
could be
wanted
tough,
to do
you
it.
could be
I was
manly.
tough. Not on your level, but I was tough in the
Tough,
streets. I was all that.
successful, but also narcissistic and immature. So
totally.
maybe it's more maturity. Maybe the
I
maturity
just
is the right
stopped
word. You
living
can't be
for me. I
mature.
didn't wake up in the morning deciding what I want to do for me. I wake up every day.
I think the
now
whole thing.
deciding
What makes you a man? I mean, what makes you a man? Really? I think what makes, like, in the context, I think Jordan Peterson saying what makes you a man is you're providing for someone else. You're putting someone else above you. You're the leader. Your job is to provide and protect for someone else. That you need to be a father to do that, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But as far as like being a man, you know, doing your duties, fucking, you know, you say something, you follow through. That's all being a man. You don't need a kid for that shit.
We get labeled now, like, toxic masculinity is a bad thing. I don't think it is. I think we need fucking badass dudes now more than we ever did, ever in the history of mankind, because we have such a limited supply of it now.
It's getting less and less.
Less and less.
Has your opinion changed on this since we last talked about it? Meaning, like, do you still think like living for other people is what being a man is, and have you thought about it anymore?
No, I agree with what Frankie just said about, you know, you say something, you got to follow through on it. That's being a man. I think even without kids, you have people in your life that you are willing to, like, you know, kill and die for, and are be, you know, that you love better than yourself, even without children. But at the same time, I think, you know, having children, that's got to be the biggest fucking biological fucking, you know, not just pleasure, but like the urge rush you would ever get.
Sure.
You know, I make up. I don't have kids, so it's like,
like you said, you think you love something till you have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's cliche, but it's that serious.
It
It's
is.
that thing.
It is. It's just a different, right? I mean, Roger can speak for us.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think back to before I had kids. If anybody had asked me that question, I would have been like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm a man. What are you talking about?" It's a different. It's not that you're not a man until you have kids. It's not that at all.
It's just another. It's another stage of being a man.
Exactly.
Now you can't. You're a man. I mean, you guys are fucking men. You know what I mean? You guys fucking handle your business. You do your shit. You're not pussies, right? All this stuff. But then when you have a kid, you be like, okay, now I become.
I wouldn't even say a man. I would say
2.0.
a human. A human. It's just another level of humanity that you didn't understand before you had children. Not a man's not the right word. Yeah.
That's fucking gay.
You fucking.
Oh man, you guys what, dude? This has been
Good
fucking
time,
incredible,
bro.
man.
This has been a go, bro. This has been a.
Yep. Let's
Bro,
wrap
almost
it.
a 3-hour banger, bro.
Dude, this has been incredible.
Yeah,
Cannot thank you guys enough.
Here we go. Call to action. Let's go. Find and follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and most other podcast platforms.